You talking to me?
Here, it looks like you boys have seen a lot of action.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Why so serious?
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Welcome to the Movie Show 2021 special. My name is Greg Fisher. His name is David Roberts. And Dave, I think this year we're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff. Christmas movies, the movies we've been watching this year, first time watches, 2021 movies, having a little bit of fun. What do you say, sir? How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. And just having a look back on this fantastic year of cinema and enjoying some festive spirit as well, as we all love a bit of Christmas cinema, don't we?
What's your poison?
Well, of course, my favourite is always Die Hard, but I also like putting on something like Muppets Christmas Carol and grabbing myself a Advocar and lemonade.
That's a Christmas spirit. I've got to ask you, though, have you ever seen Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny? Whole thing's on YouTube. It's there to watch.
The whole thing is on YouTube.
If you haven't seen it, stick it on this Christmas. It's a winner.
I've seen clips of it. It is atrocious.
Where do you stand on that one, though? Sometimes people love atrocious. Some people, it's like appealing to them. It's like a smelly cheese. You know, most of us would go, ugh. And some people are like, gorgonzola.
Smell my cheese. Alan, please. Smell my cheese, you mother.
It's a bit like The Room or something, isn't it? You know, something that's so bad that people often enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
I can enjoy things like that once, I think, maybe sometimes, but when people keep on going back to bad films, I find that a bit peculiar. I can't do that.
You like a good film. You like some production.
Yes, yeah. Production.
Feelings. A good script. So, yeah, this year has been a great year for movies for us. We have seen a lot of movies for the first time this year. Some really great stuff in there, Dave.
There is. We've actually watched between us 177 new films, whether that's films released this year or films we've caught for the first time.
Yeah.
And
177 first time watches.
177.
That's pretty good. Not bad going.
We've watched a lot more than that we've obviously seen before. We always go back to some favourites as well.
Absolutely.
And of course, we've covered many of these over the year. You know, we've done 34 episodes of More Movies Weekly this year.
Not bad.
We've covered 39 films in our Film in 5 reviews. So we've talked a lot about them. But of course, there's many that we haven't. There's so many we haven't covered everything. Of course. So it'd be quite interesting to just go over some of them now, I reckon.
177 films. That's not too bad.
It's very good going. Almost a film every 2 days or so.
Oh, right. That's all right. It didn't feel like that many, but I suppose you just power through it. Like we do the weekly podcast, we do reviews each week. We're writing reviews on our website. That's a full week. It's pretty full on. And you get so far through and you think, there's quite a body of work there. So yeah, you're damn right. Let's press the pause button and let's have a look back at 2021. So yeah, what have we been watching in 2021? Well, as you said yourself, there's a lot of films there that we've watched that weren't new releases. They weren't 2021 films, but they're films from wherever, all through the history of cinema that we'd never seen before and we wanted to watch for the first time. I mean, we talked about this, didn't we? I said some of them I'd already seen and I'd said to you, watch this, or I got you to watch it for a podcast, and vice versa. Other stuff that you'd seen I'd never watched that we could sort of impart to each other, give this a spin. Other stuff that we just happened to watch independently of one another as well. Quite a lot of great films in there. I, for example, managed to catch up on quite a lot of the Hitchcocks I'd never seen because you've always been a bit of a Hitchcock buff, and I'd seen a lot of his movies when I first met you all those years ago. And I'd seen the big ones, Psycho. Everyone's seen Psycho. Vertigo. We've seen quite a few when we were in uni, but there was a lot of holes in there. So things like Strangers on a Train. I mean, it's a major movie. Now I've seen it. It's like, how did I never see Strangers on a Train? But yeah, what a film that is! Absolutely major picture. Really loved it. Great to look back on. In the same vein as well, Shadow of a Doubt.
Excellent.
And I actually, that one, I seen Cinema Cities did a video on it. They've got a really great channel. Check them out. If you love really good content on YouTube about movies, check out Cinema Cities. We talked about it.
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie, what a bastard. You bastard. If there ever was a bastard, it was you, Charlie.
That's it.
I think The Man Who Knew Too Much, you told me to watch that. You were like, oh, you got to watch that.
Love that. Yeah.
And there's 2 versions of that, and I've only seen the James Stewart one. And that's the one you said was the best one. But there's the Peter Lorre one as well, is it? Is that a British production?
It's a British production. That's one of his earlier films in the 30s, and then it's the only one he remade. He thought, when he himself said he did it better later on.
Yeah.
And of course, Que Sera.
Yeah. It was quite fun to see that. It was, what's her name, wasn't it?
Doris Day.
Doris Day. What else did I watch of his this year? There was one more, I'm sure, The Birds. I'd never seen The Birds. Can you believe it? Until 2021, all these years I've been watching film, I'd never properly sat down and watched The Birds.
I think The Birds is an interesting one because I think in terms of the horror aspect, I think in some ways it's stronger than something like Psycho in terms of natural, pure terror.
Yeah.
Because it really is based on something that you see everywhere, so it's quite intense in that way.
I want to pass over to you to talk about some of the first time watches that aren't 2021 films for you that you've been looking at this year, because as I say, I've chewed through some of my Hitchcock back catalogue, still plenty to do. But what about you, buddy? What were some of the ones that stand out to you that you've seen this year?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the big things I've been trying to do this year is I've been trying to get through the fantastic list, 1,001 movies to see before you die, which will be a hefty lifetime journey probably. But I've been trying to get through some of them, kind of going in reverse order on the list, catching the stuff I haven't seen, because there's plenty in there I have seen, of course, but there's plenty I haven't.
Yeah.
So trying to catch up on some of the more recent ones which I missed at the time they came out. So, I watched a couple of things like Vice, which I covered in a Film in 5 review, and I thought that was one of my favourite films to watch this year. I thought it was a brilliant political satire, very cutting on a topic I'm very interested in. I watched that Sorry to Bother You, if we remember earlier in the year.
Yeah.
It's a baffling film. I think the way the tone changes throughout the film, I was like, this is really different. Even something like I went back and watched Bridesmaids, which I hadn't actually seen.
Yeah, crazy.
All these years later, seeing it on such a list like that, and people going, "Oh no, it's good." I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a watch.
Yeah,
and I was bent over laughing. I thought it was absolutely hysterical. And really enjoyed it. And I think that was probably the most surprising film for me this year, that I was like, I didn't expect a film like that to impress me so much as it did. I also watched earlier this year Blinded by the Light, which was a bit of an obscure one, which I didn't really know anything about. No. But it was a couple of years ago it came out. Just fantastic. I really enjoyed it, mostly just because, again, it was a really easy watch, really fun. And so they're the kind of things that really stuck out to me this year. That are more recent, I think. Yeah,
I mean, a similar genre to that that I watched for the first time was Yesterday. You'd said it was good as well, and I caught up with that this year, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't quite expect it, because I thought that's a bit of a strange thing to do, or it's so hard to get your head around that the Beatles never existed, but it worked. As a film, as it come together, it really works, and that was quite bizarre and stuff as well. And I enjoyed that. That was a good one.
It's a great one of those alternative history kind of spins, isn't it? And as you say, it terrifically works. And
nice what they did with the music as well. He was very good at singing them all, and
that was it.
You've got people like Ed Sheeran guest starring in there, and that helps it to, sell it in a way.
That's it. It tells the story, doesn't it?
Definitely.
I also caught up with Angel Heart, and we talked about it the other month. Bizarre film, Mickey Rourke, very young Mickey Rourke in there.
Yeah, he was on fire in those days. He could do no wrong.
doing a Bruce Willis impression, in my opinion, in that film. Robert De Niro, of course, in there is like the devil, and all that.
What a performance, though. He was on fire in those days as well. I mean, they were the two.
Of course he was, yeah.
Major stars of those days. And what a strange film to do. Alan Parker as well, one of the...
yes.
We obviously did a top 5 Alan Parker on the website, and Angel Heart's in there for sure.
We also, of course, one of the highlights of the year, I think, that we went and watched was The Train.
Yes.
On the weekly show. Terrific film. World War II. We love World War II films, as many viewers may know.
Yeah. I think it's like World War II films like westerns in the sense that, if you're young boys and you grow up with them, it's just part of your childhood. You watch them and then you go out to play. Well, we did in them days with your toy gun or whatever, your stick for a rifle, and you play western, you play cowboys, you play war, whatever, and it's like that. But I didn't see The Train until about 10 years ago. I was about your age probably then when I watched it, and I thought, why didn't I never see this?
I guess it's one of them. It's a more obscure one, isn't it?
It's a better quality one as well, because some of them are like, it's a war film, and like they say, like the westerns, it's like it's fun and you know what you're going to get, but it's not like it hasn't got any sort of. Whereas The Train has got a bit of gravitas to it, depth, and it's well shot, and John Frankenheimer, see.
That's it, and interesting story within the French Resistance and all that, and it's about art and the morality of it and stuff. Burt Lancaster, fantastic, and some of those set pieces, as we talked about on the show, just look stunning.
Well, we'll put a link to all of these things we've been talking about where we have reviewed them or talked about them. We'll put them down in the links in the description if people want to check them out and go back and listen to us talk about The Train. There will be a link in the description, as I just said.
Well, I think the best film we've seen this year, though, certainly first time for myself, was Paris, Texas. Yeah.
That is
amazing.
Yeah, there's no beating that.
And it's the only film really this year that the last 15 minutes, I was tearing. I was going, this is, and not in a usual way, because, something like, I don't know, The Green Mile or something just gets you because it is emotional.
E.T.
But it wasn't, or E.T. even these days.
Always gets me.
Yeah, but like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't me, bawling because someone's bawling on screen. It was a really introspective emotion,
It's so sweet in so many ways, isn't it? The relationship he builds up with the son and they go off to find her and all that section of the film. I absolutely love that. They're on the walkie-talkies and everything.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's beautiful.
It is, yeah. A very unique film. Really glad we watched that this year. Everybody should see that. If you love great films, that you probably have seen it. Now we have 2. But there we go, yeah. I mean, what a year. Brilliant.
What a year.
Let us know what you've been watching. Throw some options down in the comments, especially if they're films that we haven't mentioned, because we're always on the lookout for something new to watch. If you have watched any of the films we've mentioned, let us know what you think of them. Okay, then, so that brings us on to the movie of the week, and it's Christmas week, Christmas 2021. So last year we did a Christmas special for the movie show, and we talked about them all. We talked about alternative Christmas movies. We did our top 5 Christmas movies. We can't repeat ourselves this year, so I thought we'd have a look for a very famous Christmas film that for one reason or another over the years we just hadn't seen, and the one that sort of stuck out the most was A Christmas Story from 1983. This is directed by Bob Clark. It stars Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillon, Darren McGavin. I didn't really know about this film. I may have seen a couple of clips from it here and there.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I've known of A Christmas Story. It is one of those ones that you always see the famous picture of the young lad on the looking up at the slide.
It always looks like the Milky Bar Kid to me.
Milky Bar Kid, yeah. It usually comes up, and it's one of them ones I've always known as like there's a big thing on American TV. They run it a lot. Like here, we'd have Wizard of Oz on Christmas Day is a really big thing, isn't it? And like Sound of Music at Easter is like a thing that always gets played. I think for them,
for me, it'd be like maybe The Snowman. But A Christmas Story is kind of like, I think it is more American. You've hit the nail on the head there. And that's what I thought when I first started watching it. The very first few minutes, right? So we got voiceover. It's the young lad narrating it. It's based on a book anyway. So it is kind of like memoir film, isn't it? It's a like Stand By Me or something like that. It's an older person looking back on their childhood. So even though it's 1983, it's based in the 50s, I think, somewhere there by the look of the cars and all that. And you're in small town Indiana somewhere, and there's this lad's voice, and you're panning over the street, and then they're all looking in the shop window at the Christmas display for the toys that are coming up. And so straight away, it's like, it's commerce. Christmas is about selling toys. It's about commerce. So American straight away. It's like the desire to have some, to buy something is the first thing I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, okay, there we go. That's what tells you straight away. It's a bit more of an American thing. And then the young lad, he wants a BB gun. He wants a gun. It's like, I want a gun for Christmas. And you think, this is the most American Christmas story I have ever seen in my life. And now I straight away understand why it just wasn't played as much over here, because you could get a film like Home Alone. That's American. That's got Macaulay Culkin. It's very from, the 80s as well, the other end of the 80s, but still an infinitely more famous film and played over here again and again and again. We all know it inside out. But this one, it's like, no, not so much. And then, like I say, the very first couple of minutes, I thought that is why this is such in terms of ideals, from what it's portraying immediately, it is American ideals, American idea of Christmas. But having said that, I don't want to say that in a completely negative light. That's how I recognized it, because then as we get to know the character more and we get to know the family, and it's basically his trials, isn't it, leading up to Christmas, what he goes through in about a month before Christmas in his life. It is great fun.
It is. It's a fun film, and I think you're exactly right there. It did feel very American, and also it's, of course, very kind of small town America, old style feel to it. But if you contrast that to something like It's a Wonderful Life, if you contrast that to something like It's a Wonderful Life, which is far more moralistic and about life and affirming, and
that's what I mean. It's got ideals. It's got a moral. It's got an idea of Christmas that is not about
buying shit. Yeah.
But then again, when you're a kid, Christmas is about the presents you want. It is about, we're getting presents. No one thinks about us, baby Jesus, and it's about the time of year to be, or goodwill to all men.
But I don't think it should be about baby Jesus. But if you look at, I think other films, if you look at like something like Miracle on 34th Street, especially the newer one, which I like a lot. That's a lot about morals and the right things to do and family friendships and the spirit of Christmas. And I think that is traditionally a more British thing about, things like A Christmas Carol and stuff are about.
Exactly. It's
the
got,
right thing
it's
to
got,
do.
It's got a moral, it's a moral tale is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And this didn't feel like exactly that. Not that it's, it's fine.
Again, to go to Home Alone, that hasn't really got a moral tale apart from don't leave your kids at home at Christmas or something. It's not even a moral. It's just like, a warning. But it's similar to this in that sense that, it's like a snapshot of life. In a way, there's like that kind of, there's a bit of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation about it in the family sense, because the dad's quite a funny guy, isn't he? He's
the best character for me.
The mum and the dad were both brilliant. I thought they're really funny,
and kind of the fun and the humor comes out more in the second half of the film, and that's when they get all the daft stuff that happens, and the him swearing at his dad when swearing in front of his dad, when they're changing the tire on the car and stuff like that.
That really was a funny scene. That.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge.
But the whole film really is built up around, is he going to get his gun or not? And you kind of know he's going to get it at some point. But to be fair as well, it showed that it was actually quite dangerous because at the end he ends up nearly shooting his eye out, and it's only his glasses that saved him. So there is a kind of like a warning that comes with that love of guns, which sets it aside from being completely, sponsored by the NRA.
You know, I never understood why you gun control people don't all join the NRA.
I'd give it a thumbs up. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I'd probably watch it again as well. I'd give it a thumbs up.
It's a nice one to add to the canon of Christmas movies. Great stuff, though. Have you seen A Christmas Story? Would you rate it?
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
So I thought we'd do something we used to do all the time on the movie show and bring back the movie quiz. And I thought, as it's the end of the year, we could do a little quiz of 2021 in film.
Great.
And
okay.
I've got 10 questions, all on films from this year. And
Jeez.
We'll see what you can remember.
Yeah, all right. Sounds like a good laugh.
So feel free to join in at home and, pause the video so you can write down your answers and then put your scores in the comments below afterwards, and we'll see how everyone did.
Let's get it on!
Let's have it, Dave. Let's do this.
Let's go for it. Okay, then. Question number 1. This year we saw the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you remember.
Absolutely. How could I forget? 4.5 hours I'll never get back.
Well, that's the question. How long was it exactly?
Oh, exactly. I know it was roughly 4.5 hours. You got to give me a clue, less or more.
It's less.
Okay, 4 hours, 23 minutes.
Oof. Yeah, you added more time on. It must have felt longer than it actually was.
Oh, right.
It was 4 hours, 2 minutes. It was
2 minutes. Oh, well.
There we go. But in the right ballpark.
It felt longer. I thought it was something silly like 4.5, but
it felt like 8 hours to me. I fell asleep and it was still on.
4 hours, that's plenty for any film, isn't it? I think any genre, any film, if it's 4 hours, you're like,
you're taking the piss.
Well, it's all right. I'd watch something like Once Upon a Time in America. I think that there's a cut of that that's getting on for 4 hours.
There is, yeah.
Which I'll happily watch.
That's good.
But you got to have you got to have the time to watch it, and yeah, it's got to be good. Okay.
Okay, then. Question number 2. Of course, the Oscars this year, many great films were nominated. But how many Oscars did Nomadland end up winning in the end?
Definitely won Chloe Zhao, Best Director, Best Film, Best Leading Actress for Frances McDormand. Did the cinematographer get it as well? I'm not sure. The editor. I don't know. I know that those. I think I know. The only thing I know is I don't know. But I think those 3. So we'll say 3 because there's a lot of Oscars.
That is correct.
Spot on. And all the correct categories as well.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. I think I just winged that subconsciously. Because if there had been like cinematography or editing or one, I wouldn't know one of those categories, to be honest.
No. Best Picture, Best Actress and Best Director. That was it.
Brilliant. Great film. Did a review for that
film
on the website. Go and read it.
Okay, then question number 3 is Picture.
Okay.
So can you tell me what film this is?
Yes, that's Free Guy.
Free Guy, indeed it is.
Yeah, brilliant film. I've reviewed that.
Fantastic.
That Film in 5 review, Free Guy. Check it out. Link in the description. Good film.
Okay, then question number 4. At the end of Mortal Kombat, it came out earlier this year.
Yep.
Who does Cole depart to Los Angeles to find?
Who does what?
Who does Cole depart to Los Angeles to find?
At the end?
At the very end.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Yeah, had to be.
That's it.
So that's leaving it wide open for a sequel. Imagine Van Damme played him as well.
Oh, that would be heavenly.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't
Although
it
he's
be
probably
a
bit
good
old,
tie-in?
isn't he? But, okay, then question number 5.
Yeah.
Of course, we had James Bond return this year on the big screen. It was a wonderful film, No Time to Die.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first James Bond film to feature Q, Felix Leiter, Miss Moneypenny, and M since which previous film?
I'm going to need some clues here. Was it a Connery film?
No.
Was it
It's
Lazenby?
later.
Oh, much later.
Quite a bit later, yeah.
So it's a Brosnan film.
No.
Is it a Dalton film?
It's a Dalton film.
Was it Living Daylights?
No.
It was License to Kill then.
It was License
I
to
didn't
Kill,
know,
yeah.
Fair dues. Bloody hell.
Okay, then question number 7.
Yeah.
Here's another picture.
Okay.
Can you tell us what this film is?
Have I seen it?
You have seen it.
Oh, I
We've
know what
talked
it
about
is.
it.
I know what it is. It's Nobody.
Nobody, indeed.
Brilliant film.
There is Damaged Knuckles from
Yeah.
fighting all them guys.
Yeah, what a great film. Bob Odenkirk.
Terrific film.
We did
one
talk
that really
about
took us
that.
by surprise, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
We spoke about it on the weekly show, didn't we?
Yeah, I love seeing Christopher Lloyd in there. It was ace. He's such a badass character in it as well, you know, like the old dad with a closet full of guns.
Okay, then question number 8.
Mm-hmm.
The Oscars this year, which film had a total of 10 nominations, which was the most nominated film at this year's awards?
It's hard to remember now, even though we did a movie show Academy Awards special.
Which you can check out right here on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description again. That's worth checking out. I mean, we did a good old look back at the Oscars over time and everything. There's loads in there. Loads of work went into it. If you love the Oscars, check it out. But 10 nominations. And is it Nomadland again?
No.
10 nominations. I can't remember. You're going to have to tell me. I'm going to kick
it was
myself.
Mank.
Oh, yeah. Really? Did it have 10?
10 nominations.
And didn't win a fucking one?
I think it won 1.
Oh, did it?
Or something, for some technical category, I think. But yeah, it didn't do. It was one of the big ones leading in, wasn't it? And didn't come out so well at the end.
No. Weird film though. I haven't gone back to that yet. We'll do one day, but
yeah, I haven't rewatched it either. It was good, but I haven't gone back to it.
No.
Okay, then question number 9.
Yeah.
This year we had The Guilty, which is a crime thriller set in a 911 call center.
The Jilly Bean. Yeah. Whose
That's
birthday it is today on the day we're recording this?
It is. But the film, of course, is based on a 2018 film from which country?
Danish.
Spot on, sir.
Yeah, we covered that
Danish
quite
film.
recently, about 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 podcasts back.
And okay, then, last question. Question number 10. Here's another picture.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what film this is?
Yeah, this is Palmer. That's Justin Timberlake as Eddie Palmer.
Absolutely.
Is that a 2021 film?
It is. It was beginning of the year. I think it was January or February.
Yeah. Brilliant film. Yeah, brilliant
Really great
film.
film.
I really loved that. I did a review for it. Again, Film in 5 review. You can check out on the website or here on YouTube. We'll put, again, a link in the description. Yeah. Apple. Was it Apple original? They've done some good stuff.
They have this year.
The other standout one for me this year from them was Coda.
Coda, that's it.
I really enjoyed that as well. Probably on the same sort of level.
Yeah, they had a stonking year, Apple, really, with that and, say, Coda and Ted Lasso, which we have enjoyed a lot. They've had some really
we
great
love
stuff.
a bit of Ted Lasso. And that Finch was Apple, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Well, there we go. Pretty good, sir.
Not
I
bad.
think 6 out of 10
6,
there, I
that's
think.
all right. I'll take a 6. That's fine. That's not too bad. I'll be back next year. I'll get 10, goddammit. I'll get 10. Okay, so let's talk about our top 5 films of 2021. Each of us has selected his top 5 films from this year. So let's do what we usually do and reveal the screen, starting from 5, working down to 1. So at number 5, I had Palmer, which we were just talking about. Great film. Justin Timberlake, Juno Temple, really emotional story. Really enjoyed that one. Your number 5 was?
No Time to Die.
Mr. Bond.
Had to be in there somewhere. Always a struggle to kind of get these in an order. But yeah, No Time to Die. We went to the pictures and watched it. Bloody loved it. Terrific end to Daniel Craig's era.
Yeah.
We talked about it back on weekly episode 27.
Which was also Bond week for us, where we put out loads of Bond content. You did a review for GoldenEye as well, I believe.
That was it.
Another fantastic Bond film.
But we talked about the film then, so I'd recommend people just go check that out. We'll leave a link below.
Yeah, absolutely.
Terrific Bond film.
Fantastico. Okay, and the number 4 slot, our top 4 films of 2021. I had The Last Duel.
I've heard so many great things about it, especially from you.
Yeah.
For number 4, I've got another film we recently went to the pictures to see, and that's, of course, Dune. Des Villeneuve.
Amazing.
We did cover this.
We did.
On Weekly 31.
Yeah.
Incredible film. Huge, vast, epic. But yeah, truly great film. Go check out the episode again. We'll put the link down below for you to check that out.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Dune, I mean, everyone must have seen it. Everyone's got an opinion on it, but what a movie. Okay, so to our number 3 picks. Let's have a look what's behind the doors. I chose Pig. You chose Pig. What a film.
What a film. Absolutely.
Nicolas Cage's best film in so many years.
Absolutely. And one of the very best of the year. And the one that really came out of the blue, really. That
it's very unique. It's not many films like that.
There really isn't. And, not really knowing much what to expect going into it.
Yeah.
But I think both of us just blown away about what the end product was.
I think I thought it was going to be some sort of like wacky comedy because it's about Nicolas Cage and a pig, and he looked a bit, disheveled, and so I thought he's going to be a weirdo, and he's going to live in the woods with a pig. But he is that. But when what it turns out to be is a very interesting mix of a lot of things. Great performance from Cage, great performance from all of the supporting cast as well. Shot really nicely, very unique story. Highly recommended from More Movies. Pig is one of the best films of 2021. Love to see it picking up some stuff at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say it was a big surprise. I think we both thought, even at the beginning of the film, that it was going to become a caper chase thing, and it was going to be that
a bit silly
traditional Nicolas Cage trope. Yeah, and it really wasn't, and it was so different.
It was quite a sophisticated film, really. It wasn't up its own arse sophisticated, but it was. Anyway, there we go. Number 3. Check that out. Check us talking about it on Weekly 21.
Weekly 21.
Yeah, go back to More Movies Weekly 21. Check out that episode. We really enjoyed that film. It was great fun talking about it. So let's crack straight on. Our number 2 pick. I had No Time to Die.
I've got The Green Knight.
Interesting choice.
Which was a film that really impressed me earlier this year. When it came out, it had been delayed a few times. We've been waiting for it. Dev Patel, who I'm a big fan of. And yeah, I thought it was just a really interesting mythological tale, and it was fascinatingly told.
Incredibly shot. Really
incredibly
gorgeous.
Shot, yeah.
Probably the most gorgeous looking film this year.
Yes, probably. And a really brave
ones I've seen.
Story, as well. And just really went somewhere different for me.
Yeah.
A bit like Pig in a way that
I agree.
Wasn't really expecting it to do what it did.
And it never goes crazy and, like you said, goes, into the usual tropes of action-packed and all that. It didn't need all that. It was something else. I did a review for that as well. Of course, that is there. It's here on the channel. You can check it out. But yeah, I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed reviewing it. Top choice there, mate. That brings us to numero uno, number 1 slot. Let's reveal the doors and see what we had. So I chose The Power of the Dog. Now, difficult one for us to talk about because we're going to, again, have to pick this up in 2022 when you've had a chance to see it and talk about it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to watch it. It is going to be one of my Christmas films to watch over the next couple of weeks as well.
Oh, you've got some stunners to look at.
I know, and I love Benedict. So,
you're going to look. He's such a piece of work in this. You're going to love it. He's really is.
That's when he's best.
I know you're going to love this film. Sometimes I tell you about films. I don't know whether you're going to love them as much as I did or not, or more, whatever. I know you're going to like this one.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Okay.
And of course, here I've chosen The White Tiger, which I said near the beginning of the year this was my favourite film. Film so far, quite early on. It still hasn't changed. I did a review of it on the channel, so we'll leave it a description down below. So I do recommend go checking that out. I thought this was a stonking film. For me, it was the way it was put together was a bit like. Goodfellas or, like a Snatch or something like that. It was very quick and pacily edited and montaged up and stuff like that. It was telling a whole life story. It's a big, ambitious kind of epic about this boy in India. And such a fascinating insight into, a story and culture that doesn't get told very much.
No.
And it was funny, it was action-packed, it was emotional, it was everything. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a really enjoyable watch. Maybe not the cleverest film, maybe not the most sophisticated in some ways, but in terms of pure enjoyment, I was hooked on it.
Brilliant.
And that that's the film that a lot of people don't talk about it. It hasn't been brought up a lot, and to me, that's the one I tell people, just go watch that. I think it's great.
To my shame, I haven't seen it yet, but I will watch it this Christmas as well. Like you're going to catch up on a few. I will watch that just for the enjoyment of us having a good chat about it at some point.
Yeah.
If not on the podcast, just as, between ourselves. But yeah, man, I loved your review of it. I thought it was excellent. I learned so much from it as well, about the caste system and all that. I was like, wow, you've done your research, buddy. But also looks like a great film. So yeah, I've got to stick that on. Looks great. And there we go. That's our top 5 films each for 2021. What were your top 5 films? Let us know in the comments below. Please do let us know because you may have seen some stuff we haven't seen yet. And we're always on the lookout for new things to watch. But yeah, what did you think of our top 5 picks? Do you agree with us? I mean, don't worry about the order so much. We kind of, we do what we like. It's interchangeable. You can change your mind. But yeah, there we go. Top 5, 2021. Boom. So there we go. Talking of films we haven't seen yet from 2021. We haven't seen West Side Story yet. It's just come out. We haven't had a chance to go yet. We've been so busy lately.
And we're very excited for that one.
Obviously, Spider-Man, yes. I haven't seen it yet. Everybody's talking about it. All the kids are talking about it. It looks like it's a good one. They seem happy about it as well. So I'm dying to see that.
Trying to avoid spoilers is the problem.
Oh, it is a problem because I know it's going to be a little while before I see it. I'm hoping that the Christmas hubbub kind of dampens it down a little bit. House of Gucci. That was another one we're looking forward to. I didn't get a chance. I don't know if we will now see it on the big screen because it probably hasn't had a prolonged release. So,
absolutely, yeah, that might be one that we end up having to catch at home
on demand. Yeah.
But I also really want to see that The Unforgivable.
Yeah, is that with Sandra Bullock?
With Sandra Bullock,
I want to see that as well.
A lot of good things about her performance in it.
Yeah, really. It's lined up there to watch as well.
Yeah, that's it. It's there waiting to be watched. And there's a couple of us like King Richard I will be watching.
Yeah, me too. I want to watch that. Looks good. I like Will Smith. It should be a good one. But there we go. Yeah, still loads to catch up on. There's probably still loads of films from 2020 I haven't seen yet. But
can only do so much.
I tell you what, one that I forgot to mention earlier that I'll just say now quickly is a great film that I'm glad I've seen from a few years ago this year for the first time was Queen and Slim.
Yes,
with
great
Daniel
film.
Kaluuya.
Really,
that was a really cool film. I will watch that again soon. I thought it was really great. So that's one to check out as well. I think we talked about that on one of the weekly shows as well. So
we did, yes.
It's back there somewhere.
Film.
So there we go, Dave. Another year in film or in movies, as we like to say. We've got it all to do again in 2022. But please check out our website, moremovies.co.uk. We've got so many reviews on there now because we do a Film in 5 review, which goes out as a video here on YouTube, but that is always done as a write-up on the website where you might get a few extra bits that weren't in the video. There's loads of reviews there that we've done beforehand. We've got top 5s of so many directors just off the top of my head to think about. We've got Steven Spielberg, Spike Lee, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, Peter Weir, John Huston. We've done so many top 5s. We've got loads of articles over there. So do go and check out moremovies.co.uk. If you're a fan of movies, you're bound to find something that's of interest to you over there. Would you not agree, my friend?
Absolutely packed full of stuff to go and check out. You know, best sports movies, best family movies. There's all kinds of different articles about different subjects, and you know, essays and stuff that we've written about particular film topics. If you really want to get knee deep into
film theory,
minutiae of film theory, that's it. So plenty to go and check out.
Absolutely. And of course, you can join us on social media across all the platforms. We are at More Movies For You, except for Facebook, where we are at More Movies For You too. But we don't really use Facebook, do we, to be honest? So we're there.
Not that much.
We're there, guys. And if you're there, come and say hi, because that might get us using it a bit more, but we're not really there. Mainly Twitter, Instagram, a little bit of TikTok there. Twitter, a great crowd on Twitter. Skip Bolden, Tico Romeo, Liam Jackson, Rachel, Michelle, everybody who supports us over there. There's loads of you. We really love being on Twitter and talking with a lot of people over there. Shane, you're a legend as well. So many people. I love Twitter. It's been a great community. Film Twitter, I've got to say, without being cynical, it's been good fun.
It has. It's great. And so many interesting people on there showing so much interest in stuff. And, you know, you learn so much.
You do.
Out so much.
It's great.
Really great.
It's quite a sharing community. I mean, you're going to get your odd ones that, but, you know, that's Twitter for you. And I think considering that, it's not about community at all, you know.
That's it. We're all over the place. Come check us out. There's loads of links down below, so you'll be able to see all the different places we are. We're also, we do our audio-only versions of our podcast on all the audio platforms, so you can check them out. There'll be a link down below. You know, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and all those different ones, you can check them out. It comes under the Cinema Plus podcast, I believe. And also, we've got a Discord server where we, you know, we've set one up for you can come and jump in over there. Again, there'll be a link down below. You can jump over and come and chat to us and check out what we're doing. You know, there's lots of fun going on there as well. It's pretty new, but
yeah, that's it. We need more Discord people. We've only set it up recently, and come and chat. It's like the Facebook thing, but you know, we don't use it so much because we just don't have that many connections there. We've obviously only got so much time, and you concentrate on one or two of the others. You can't do them all the time, but it is another good branch to have. And we did Nick from the Distract. He uses Discord. That was kind of an encouragement to set up our own server. He interacts with us there. That's really great. But yeah, let's hook up with a few people there. That would be super cool. But if not, you can use good old fashioned methods and write us a letter.
That's it.
Open it up and
P.O. Box ZYX.
Yeah. You guys, shut the hell up. But yeah, brilliant. I mean, if you do want to support us, if you'd like to support us, help us keep the lights on, help us to, you know, keep going as More Movies, then you can support us on Patreon. You can become a patron. There's a couple of different packages there you can follow. We'll be doing more with that this year. We haven't done as much with it as we'd like to have, but we will be developing it, so keep an eye on it. Also, we've got Buy Me a Coffee. You can sort of donate to us through that if you wish to. But as we've said before, we just appreciate the retweets, the likes, the shares, the interaction. That's what we're all about, really, getting the word out there. So yeah, there we go, Dave. I think we're wrapped up. What do you reckon?
I think so. I think it's time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, hopefully 2022 is a good one for all of you. If you're watching this, have an amazing year. And we're looking forward to sort of like hanging out with you for the rest of the year as well. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll catch you again. Keep watching more movies.
That's it for this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember to like, share and subscribe right here on YouTube. For more film reviews and articles, check out our website, moremovies.co.uk. And join us on social media at More Movies For You. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all across the board. You know the score. If you enjoy what we do, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com or join us on one of our packages on Patreon. The links are in the description down below. And for more filmtastic content, click one of the buttons on screen now.